Well, finally underway from Calalla Bay, and it's a lovely morning. Got some westerlies right behind us. If you look straight ahead out there, that's Point Perpendicular and the gap out of Jervis Bay. We've got this nice westerly behind us, probably only about 10 knots if that at the moment, but it's looking pretty good. And I've cleaned a lot of the bird poo off, but there's still a heck of a lot on there. So there we are. We're doing 5.2 knots, which is fantastic to get us off. We're now out of the shallow stretch and we're on our way. And goodbye, beautiful little Calalla Bay. The only downside, of course, was all the bird poo. But anyway, here I am. Lost my sunglasses over the side, which was very silly of me. I've got a little cheap pair there that I'll wear, but I'll have to get another pair to go over my glasses. So here we are, let's get going. Off to Shellharbour. Here's Point Perpendicular, the magnificent entrance to Jervis Bay. And here we are, heading out. I'm motor sailing at the moment because there's a bit of a current here around this corner, and we're going to turn into the East Australian current, unfortunately. So here we are, we're only doing about 3.5 knots, even under a little bit of power. And so here I am. And just watching as we go out around Point Perpendicular. Magnificent spot. Good morning, it's Monday morning and here we are in Shellharbour, and here's a little Cachalot tied up to the public jetty, and you might be able to hear all the noise of construction in the background. But this is the really pretty, really well laid out public facility, I guess you could call it. The marina and apartments by the look of it there. There's a Woolies under there, so this is my first look. So we're going to go and have a walk and have a look around. It's really sunny today, a little bit cool, but not too bad, not compared to Calalla Bay yesterday and the sail up yesterday. So I'm just going for a walk now and we'll have a look around. So there's the marina back behind us. Now I'm going to ring them shortly and get a berth for the night before I head off tomorrow. This little courtyard up near the main shopping area. Looks like a few businesses here, dentists, and there's the pharmacy. That's what I want. So there's the pharmacy. Got to get some new sunglasses. Hopefully they've got some. They'll be back. I'll be back. They'll be open soon. There's a little Cachalot right in the distance down there. restaurants and tavern. We'll go for a walk down there and have a look. Lovely little bakery. Just going to get a pie. This looks like the marina office down here. So I'm just about to go down and see if we can tee up the marina, the berth for tonight. Another little cafe. So I've got my pie and I'll go and eat my pie, I think, and then I'll probably get some lunch later because I'm starving. So, yeah, gorgeous spot. We'll go for a walk. Well, we're underway again. Here we are leaving Shellharbour, lovely Shellharbour. What a really nice spot. And I had a nice day yesterday with Glen, my stepson, and we had a lovely day. And what a helpful guy he is. Probably getting a bit of wind now, so you can see it's very windy. Look at that, we're doing 6 knots already, and we're off to Port Hackney. Should be a great run. Just passing Port Kembla and Wollongong right off in the distance. Beautiful sail at the moment. Wind's dropped off a little bit then. We're still about 5 knots. And up until now we've been doing 6 knots. Back to 5 knots now. Nice sail. It's bloody freezing. It's cold out here today, and we're off Wollongong, just north of Wollongong, and it's very, very nippy. I'll give you a bit of a look. But I'm absolutely freezing. Look at this! A humpback right here! At the entrance to Botany Bay! I might sound a little excited, but I am, because he's right in front of us. He or she. Oh, where's he gone? Where's he gone? I just got out the camera. to take a photo of Botany Bay. Which I did, and then I saw this whale and just turned on the video, but he's disappeared, or she's disappeared. Oh boy, scared the heck out of me. It was right beside us. I hope they know that Cachalot means sperm whale in French. Ah. The whales dived down, what a pity. Just when I had the camera out. Well, I'll turn it off and I'll keep it handy just in case. Oh, that was magnificent. Well, good morning. Here I am, and I might look a bit odd where I am, but this is the little table setup we've got here on Cachalot. And currently I'm in Sydney and I'm anchored at Watson's Bay, and that's the lovely house behind us, or houses. Look at those gorgeous houses worth millions of dollars where I'm anchored, and I'll show you a bit more of that later on. But I've just decided to cook some breakfast. It's the morning after, and I've just turned the flame down here. That's my little toaster, little camp toaster, and my bacon cooking away. And I'm going to have a lovely breakfast of eggs and bacon. I don't know what I look like this morning, probably not that great. But I'll get back to you a bit later, but I thought you might like to see the little setup we've got. I'll turn this around, and this is the, that's the two bunks down the side there, a lot of rubbish all over the place, but this is the little table and where we do the cooking. That's a great little idea. And there's the stove on the starboard side and the sink, etc. on the port. Now, a bit of the noise and everything you'll see is because we're rocking and rolling a bit, because unfortunately here at Watson's Bay, it is in the ferry paths, and the ferries go rock and roll. Oh, the ferries as the ferries go past, it goes rock and roll. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll show you more shortly. We'll have a look at this. This is Watson's Bay. This is where I'm anchored, or where we are anchored. Little Cachalot is anchored, and that handle you can see up there, that's the manual anchor winch handle, and that's in case I need to get out of here in a hurry. I'm ready to go. So this is Watson's Bay. There's the pub over there, and for those who know anything about Sydney, over behind the pub is the famous or infamous Gap, where unfortunately a lot of people have taken their own lives. Anyway, that's a bit gruesome to talk about today, but look at these houses here right on the water, worth absolute squillions. That's about millions and millions and millions, millions multiplied by millions. And as we go around, you'll see that I'm anchored on a bit of a lee shore at the moment with the northwesterlies. But look at the house behind. Look at that house there, nestled up amongst the trees. Must take a fair bit of their view, but obviously that's what they like, and they're rich enough to be able to do that. And as you go right around, you can see all these gorgeous multi-million dollar houses and a lot of boats anchored. There's one of the seaplanes taking off. Now at the moment, you'll be able to see the city. In the background there's the city of Sydney, the high-rise buildings and the top of the bridge, just poking out over the trees in the distance. A few boats out today, but not many. But the biggest problem here is that you get the wash of the ferries as they go backwards and forwards. There's ferries to Watson's Bay itself that come from Circular Quay, and one just left before, so I missed that one, and just goes over there to the ferry terminal at the pub, and over in the background way out over there is Manly, where the main Sydney Circular Quay to Manly ferries go, and unfortunately they create a bit of a wash, as do all the other power boats, and so we have tended to rock and roll a bit since we've been here. But at night time, once the ferries stop operating, it drops right down, and it was quite comfortable last night. A sunny afternoon in beautiful Watson's Bay. The view from Little Cachalot. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Unfortunately, the forecast is not looking good. The earliest we're going to get any southerly winds looks like Sunday, but they may only last overnight, and then for the next week it looks like it's going to be northerlies. So I might have to make the decision about whether I sail on or whether I head back, because I do have some commitments in another week or so back at home. So I've got to make the decision about whether we sail on somewhere and leave the boat a bit further up. But if there's northerlies forecast all week, that's just not going to be possible. So I'm checking out to see whether I can get into a cheaper spot here in Sydney, and it might be better to leave the boat rather in Sydney for a few weeks and then come back and sail from here when some southeasterlies finally arrive. But we will see. Look at this, I'm in shorts. It's a sunny day and I've stripped off all my winter woolies and I've moved the boat. I'll just flip it around and show you where we are, but it's nice and sunny. The breeze is a little bit cool, but it's great to be in shorts again. And here we are. We're I don't know if most of you probably, or a lot of you, would recognise this. This is Rose Bay. So I've moved from one rich area to another rich area, and I'm on a public mooring at Rose Bay, and just had a nice little motor around from Vaucluse, as you saw, and here I am now. The reason I'm here, a couple of reasons, but one is to get on a public mooring. I'll just move this across and show you how great a view I've got of the city and the harbour bridge. And of course, because I'll zoom it in a bit, because tonight is the Vivid continues, we'll be able to see the lights in all their glory. And this brings back a lot of old memories, being in Sydney, here on a boat. Spent a fair bit of time in Sydney in my youth. So here we are, and the bad news, I guess, is that the weather's looking really bad. It's going to be a full week. I'll spin that around again. Full week of northerly winds and strong northerly winds next week, and I just run out of time. And even if I got to Newcastle, which I don't think is going to be possible anyway, but even if I did, their marine is so expensive there, it's better to leave it here in Sydney. So I'm going to, looks like I'll take it around to Calalla, probably Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll probably fly home Tuesday next week. And looks like it's rain forecast here as well, so we're going to have to cut my losses again and just head home for a few weeks and recuperate. And not that I got much recuperating to do, but and come back and do it again. Well, here it is, a very, very grey morning at Calalla, and here we are at the little Willoughby Bay, I think they call this, the little bay. I'm just about to leave. I'm just waiting for the boat to come to take me ashore, and then I'm heading off back home. Here's me, good morning, ready to head back home after what was a pretty disappointing trip, because we only got to Sydney, and I hoped to get a lot further up the coast, but that wasn't to be the case, and the weather for the next week is just pure northerlies, which is pretty unbelievable. So that's it. Well, little Cachalot is all tied up. She's looking good. She's all secure, and a very pretty spot around here. Beautiful multi-million-dollar houses, but of course it's a grey old day. Well, we're underway again finally, after another couple of frustrating days.